Hello and welcome to Master It Monday. I am your host, Maggie Carey. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can use Canva, the amazing tool that allows you to create social media posts with ease and it comes to creating these really fantastic and engaging graphics on your social media. Now, you can use Canva for a ton of other stuff, but today what we're going to be focusing in on is we are going to be talking about how you can use Canva frames to create social media posts. And I've got to tell you, this is one of those things that once you see what you can do with this, you're going to fall in love with this Canva tool. Now, we've got a lot to cover today. And as you know, at Master It Media, I'm here to educate businesses on developing an engaging social media presence that will build them an audience of raving fans. So if you're looking at increasing your social media presence and giving it a little bit of a boost, today's workshop is really going to help you out. And we're going to be covering Canva today, and this is a little bit of what we're going to be covering. So I want you to make sure you're taking notes, asking questions. Let me know if you have anything interesting or anything that you're confused about with Canva, because we're more than happy to share it. And I want to welcome our friend Larry Blackman, who's here. Hello, Larry. Thank you for joining us live today. So if you have any questions, make sure you pop those right down in the chat and I'll make sure to answer them. So what's Canva all about? Well, Canva is a tool that is used to design graphics. You can edit photos in there. You can put in text. You can do a lot. And it caters to people who do social media. And a lot of businesses are using Canva to create their social media graphics because one, it puts them in the proper format. So whether you're doing an Instagram post or a story, or you're doing something on LinkedIn, or you're doing something on Twitter, it's going to give you the proper dimensions. So you don't have to worry about what dimensions you have to use. But keep in mind, if you go over to masteritmedia.com, I do have a little tip sheet on how the different sizes on your social media platforms and what you need. But Canva does all this work for you guys. So let's take a pop on over to Canva and I'll show you some of the things we're going to be focusing in on. So in today's workshop, we're going to share about how you can create these frames within a social media post in Canva. So I'm going to make this just a bit bigger so you can see things a little bit better. And when you go into Canva, you're going to see the first screen that you're going to get. Now, I've done a little bit of work here, but you can see the first screen that you get is this templates, and that's where it's going to pop you in. Now, I've already populated a couple of things so that we're ready to go today, but frames are located under the Elements tab. It's the second tab down. If you don't see it, scroll down to the More tab and select Elements, and you'll see it there. And then what you have to do is scroll down until you see the thing called frames. And I'm going to click see all here. Now here are a variety of frames. Now I am using, whenever I do these workshops, I always make sure that I am using the free version of Canva. There is a paid version of Canva that gives you a lot more abilities to do a lot more things and gives you a lot more free photos and a lot more free templates, and all of that stuff is great. However, I want you to realize that you can use the free version very powerfully. So we're going to focus in on that free version today. The link in the description below will give you access to getting Canva if you don't have it. So as you can see here, you can see a variety of different, on the right-hand side, I'm sorry, the left-hand side, you can see a variety of different shapes and a style. Like there's even this, Superman kind of thing. And there's one that has lines through it, thicker lines and thinner lines. There's a lot you can do, even the letters and numbers. I use this one all the time when I'm doing something where I want a location or talking about Google My Business, right? Because these are things used for locations. There's stars. I cannot tell you the value of these the way these things make things easy for you to do. I'm just keep scrolling and scrolling. And this is all, look at this. See how I move my mouse over? It says free. Unless it has a crown on it or a dollar sign, it's free. I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. I've got it. I've had to hit at least 100 by now, and these are all free, 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 free. So this is a really, really powerful tool. Now, I created a graphic here on the right-hand side. Now, what you're seeing is just a layout I've done because I wanted to show you this is a frame. Now, I'm going to just delete that, and that's what it looked like. All I did was go over to Elements, and then again, scroll down, click on Frames, See All, and pop in this frame. Now, I have to size it a little bit, and these are some things to learn about these white circles here, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it better. These white circles here are sizers, and you can see as I slide them down, they resize. And it'll also help me get visually centered, which is nice because it gives you these lines. The problem is that this is supposed to look like a Polaroid, so I don't want it truly centered. That would be truly centered. I want it up a little bit like this. Now I've got a frame in here. All I have to do is go to my photos and I can search for something like I could search for camera and I can pop a photo in, but I also could do an upload and I've uploaded the photo I wanted. All I have to do is click and drag it in and it pops it right in. Then I can resize it, I can move it. You can do things like this position, which can move it backwards because I wanted it backwards because I wanted this little like tape thing to look like it was taped on to the background. Um, and that's how you can pop this right into your into your graphic, into your design. It's as easy as adding a frame. And that's all you have to do. Take an element, take the frame, move it into your graphic, and then pop the photo right in. So when we're talking about adding a photo, this is our next step, right? We dragged it over, but I want to show you a little bit about here's another one that we created that doesn't have a photo yet, right? I just took a template. I was playing. I like this. Black Friday's coming up. I want to add a template frame out of this template. So I'm going to move over again to Elements. I'm already in frames, so I don't have to go in. But if I wasn't, all I have to do is scroll down the elements, click on frames, and there I am. Now, I want to add a different thing. Maybe I'm selling a book. Check this out, right? This is a little book. And I can pop my cover right into the book. So I'm just going to go into, I don't know why, I guess I'm hungry today, but I'm very much into food today, or I could look for a book cover or something like that. Um, you can pop in something that's a book cover and move it in, and it looks like a book, and it's very very cool. But I can also put in, it's your own image if you've created one and pop it in there. So book covers are really cool. In this case, I want to promote a Black Friday sale that's going on. So maybe I want something funky like this, right? Something that'll drive more attention. Which I like this kind of edgy look to it. I've used a couple of these before in the past, and they've had a lot of great response. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm just gonna, maybe I'm selling pencils, right? I'm gonna search for pencils, and I'm gonna pop that in here. And I don't like the way that looks, and let me do another one, right? Whatever your graphic or your image is, you pop it in and it just takes the place right? It's very, very neat. If you have any questions, it is pretty neat, right? Larry is agreeing with me. Thanks, Lev. Can you upload from your computer? Excellent question, Larry. Yes, you can upload from your computer. Let's pop over here. If I wanted to upload, I would click on this upload button here. And as you can see, I've uploaded two different pictures in this one, but I can click on upload. I can grab a photo and I can click open and I can pop that right in. Let's just create I'm going to scroll down a little bit here to a blank one. So say I'm doing this. This is a TV show that we're that's or a live that's going to be happening tomorrow, right? What I can do is I love doing these things on the fly. I love to improv. So thank you, Larry, for asking this question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here and I'm going to see if I can find something that's a computer, because I know there's computer things in here. I know there's TV. That's why I suggest kind of going through this list and looking at them because it may give you ideas. Now, I could search for TV, but sometimes when you do something like Frames TV, it doesn't give you the frame, right? It just gives you TV. TVs, which isn't really what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go back into Frames and I'm going to look for, here's a perfect one. Here's a computer. So I'm going to make this a little bigger, center it a bit. Because of my background, and this is a great thing, changing color. My background, I want to make this white so that it pops more. You can change the color to whatever you want. But look up here. This particular frame has colors in the background. So I can click on a color and I can change it to whatever I want and it will change. So say I want, that to be that color, or maybe I want to be fuchsia. You can change those things. But back to your question about uploading graphics. So I uploaded this graphic, I click and drag and pop it right in. Now notice this doesn't fit perfectly. It's not the right size frame for this. So I have to find something that'll work better. So I would go back into Frames. It does take a little bit of playing around with this to make sure that it's the right fit. Now here's a laptop. Maybe a laptop would be a better fit for that image that I have that I uploaded. Um, Again, I'm going to go into uploads. I click and drag, and this is a bit better. It's not ideal, but we're going to talk about how to fix that in just a minute. So going back to dragging and dropping your photos here, that's how you can add the photo right into your Canva frame. So you have this beautiful looking graphic that's got a little edge to it, and it has that place. Now, we talked a little bit about resizing the photo. So when you're in this graphic, notice we talked a lot about these handles. So I can drag these, make them smaller, make them bigger. Sometimes you will have side frames. This one does not. This one only has the corners. When I click up here, this one only has the corners. It depends on the graphic. So let's go to this one here. I want to search for a headshot here. This is a great template for doing a quote. So I can take somebody's picture. Oh, this woman's gorgeous, right? We can put her in, but see how it's chopping her off a little bit? We don't want that, right? We need to either resize the photo or move the frame. So we can reposition a photo or we can resize. So let's talk about repositioning. So repositioning would mean taking this and dragging it over. So I can reposition, just click and hold and drag. The other thing I can do is use this crop. When I click on crop, I can move the photo over a bit. And now it depends again on the photo, but I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see. See how the photo edge is sort of the way this is, it's off the side. That's where you have the room to play here. So we wanted to edge that over. So you can move it back and forth. Now, this particular thing, if you notice, these are two elements. One is a circle element and one is a photo frame. There are ones that, if you go into elements, there are circles that actually have the color behind them. I'm just going to pop this one in for a sec and we'll delete these two. So I can use something like this and then drag her photo in. And I have, oh, here's a really good thing. Notice as I'm moving it down, see how it pops it in the background. You have to move and drag. Don't release the mouse until it's in the place you want it. And again, you can pop up here and change your color. One of the other cool things that you'll notice whenever you're changing color, take a look at your photo color down here. And this is in the free version, which is pretty awesome, guys. I can select the photo right from, I'm sorry, the color that's up predominant. It gives you photo. I can also see all, and it gives me all of the photos in because I'm doing one after the other, which is what I recommend when you're creating your own social media posts. Um, because of this ability to take advantage of the color scheme. So in here, I really want it to be the blue. I don't want to pick up her color. I want the color in the graphic. Very, very cool way of getting your photos popped in if you want to give it a little bit of accent and give it a little bit of color. And again, it's just basically, I'm just going to go back. I clicked on this frame. It moves it in here. Again, I can size it up and down. See, now it's sizing the outside circle as well as the inside circle with the photo. The other way that the template had it, it didn't do that. Now, here's a great I love when it's testimonials. Testimonials are a great way for you to share about how amazing your business is and how wonderful you are, without saying how wonderful you are. Let somebody else tell you. Well, if you go into somebody's LinkedIn profile, again, you should get permission, but if you go into their LinkedIn profile, you can copy and upload their headshot and pop it right in here. If in your uploads, again, upload media, select the photo. In this case, I had the photo already selected. I recently used it here as this gentleman. And again, I move it right over. Now, I find this a very bland kind of look. So I may want to jazz it up a bit by adding a different color. Maybe I want a darker gray or, or maybe a color, and you have to pick maybe it's your branding colors, right? I also always like to have the stars gold, but that's my preference. You could do whatever you want, because that's what people usually see. And in here, again, maybe I want to make this bigger. I can resize him up and down if I like. I can move him left or right. And again, you'll have these lines that come up that will help you figure out where you want it to go. So you really have that power to make your post look a little different than the template. The templates are great, but I like to zhuzh them up. I also like to put my fonts that I use and my colors that I use. So doing that will help you. Now, there's something really cool that you can do with frames. You can replace it with a color. And there's actually one that I love, and I popped it in here. Look how cool this is. I love this look. Now, this is a frame. If I go into elements, it's a frame. You've got to scroll down, down, down past, but you'll see it. It's right here. I'm going to just pop it on a new page so you can see what it looks like. So if I click on this, it gives me, now that says white, but because I've used this, right, it changes the color. And I can go in here and I can change the color. It'll give me one, two. selection, right? So I can make it two different, same color, two different colors. It doesn't matter um, to me, but whatever you want. And again, here is where you resize, click and hold those little circles, click and drag, and now you've got them bigger. Now, the cool thing is, watch this. Say I wanted this to be a color. Watch this. Pop. Even though it's a photo, I can make it a color. So I can fill an image with a color like that and then just leave the one photo. You can do this with any frame. So I'm just going to, pop in another frame here and do that with another one. It just has to have the different elements. So let's just pop in this one because it has three different ones, right? You have to, let's just play with this. See how it changed that one? You have to see this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little teal kind of color in the background. Maybe if I change that color, but you can fill those in with colors instead of with images. So another great tip. But when you are looking at these graphics, what you want to make sure you're doing is creating. I love the color, right? You've got to somehow match that color with your photo, which is really important. So you can fill the frame with color. You can also frame the border color. So let's take a look at that in that one we created for Tina here. If you notice, when I click on the frame, it's giving me an option for color. Now, because her frame has black in it, it's not really popping. So I may go in and select, a blue that's more of a Master Networks blue, even though that's the computer. Or I may change my background. Look at this like rainbow colored box up here. I can change that background to, black, maybe make it pop a little bit more. When you click on a frame, sometimes they'll have these options, sometimes they won't. So you need to, we'll add another page here. When you look at something like this, you can see, again, I've got to change the background to black so you can see better here. You can see this has a background. It doesn't give you multiple boxes, it gives you one. And I can select, oop, that's not what I wanted. Nope, it's still doing it. That's not, I guess this one doesn't, it looks like it has a frame, but it does not. And this is where you need to play with these sometimes. It's not always exact. These are very strange. These should have an outline. La la la, live TV is so much fun. Let's go here. This is definitely going to have it because it's an outline is part of it. And you can see up here. Now I have two different ones. Before I only had the one. So if I pick this one, it's going to fill the inside, which is not what I want. So we've got to undo that. But I want to change that burnt orange color to maybe be a gray or a white or, or again, pick my from my colors here. So that's how you can frame it. The last piece I want to talk about, and we kind of played with this a little bit, is the framing. Now, framing is where you can, you've got or cropping, I should say. So this photo looks great, right? It fits into the box fairly well. I love my colors because they're picking up like that strawberry, and this has a little red. But it's about the food, not about the plate. So when I look at this one, I want to change it. Now, notice you've got to be in it. When I select it, it comes out with this kind of teal box around it. The other ones, if you can see, is a very, very faint dashed teal line. If I double click on it, it opens it up. If I click on it and then hit crop, I get the same thing. So what I want to do is I want to size this up. Now I've sized it up but it's only giving me the corner. See how it's kind of grayed? I want to move it a little bit center. It gives you these beautiful hashtags lines that you can see, like almost like a tic-tac-toe board. So that when I click it, I love it, but it is a little bit off, right? Now I just go in there, I move it a little bit more, and then I'm fine. I can go very close up, and forget about the plate. We can zoom, zoom, zoom right in and have it just focus on the food. So look at the difference from what it was to what it is, right? And you can see now how it's popping up the red. These are things that you can do. And don't forget, especially with this, I can add text right, into these boxes if I want to, and jazz them up a bit, and, change my font size, and, you know, make it work. I can change the color of the text. I'm just kind of zippity doo dying through this just to give you a feel for what you can do with Canva. It's a very powerful tool, and it can help you create those graphics that stand out on your social. I want you to be really comfortable with Canva. Keep in mind that at Master at Media, we do a lot of training classes when it comes to Canva, and we support it tremendously. We use this tool constantly, so please feel free. If you have any questions, now is a great time to ask them in the comments below. Um, so, would this be used for a landing page? Um, Not necessarily. You can make, graphics that you could put on a landing page, and there is ability in Canva to do things that will make it, actually there's the when people have, like, link in bio and they have a link, you can actually create something in Canva that's a web page that you can put right on there. So I guess what I'm teaching today, not necessarily, great question though, Larry, but there is ability to do something like that in Canva. So that's an awesome question that now will become a future episode of Master It Monday. So thank you for asking that, Larry, because that really is awesome. So we've covered a lot in today's workshop. I want to make sure that we've talked about a number of different things. We've talked about how to add a frame. We've talked about adding photos. We've talked about resizing that photo, different ways, repositioning the photo, adding filling a frame with a color, as well as doing the frame borders. And we covered a whole bunch of other stuff, uploading and adding text, just a smidge. So if you ever run into a challenge with your social media, always make sure you touch base with me. You can find me at masteratmedia.com. We have teleprompter, which gives you Canva templates every week, and a prompt that helps you get your social media out the door for the next week with all those hashtags, holidays that are coming up. And, don't forget, we've got Veterans Day coming up. Make sure you thank our veterans. If it matches your brand, we always love to shout out our veterans. You can find us on Instagram. We always share great tips on Instagram. And of course, Master It Monday is on YouTube, LinkedIn Live, as well as Facebook Live. So we're multi-streaming on the platform, on multiple platforms to help you out. And if you didn't get enough today about Canva, make sure you pop on over to masteritmedia.com/showtime. I'm teaching a workshop on Canva. We've already done two. The third one is coming up, is going to talk about video and adding moving elements and animation into your Canva graphics. So if that's something you're interested, pop on over there. And of course, if you're really struggling with how to create graphics on your social media, get try Canva for free and see how it works. It does take it's learning, right? You've got to um, take the time to kind of play with it and learn it. This link will give you not only the free version, but it'll give you 30 days of the pro version to try out to see if it's a good fit for you. We're always here again to answer any kind of questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Thank you, Chanel, for joining us today. I am glad that you found it helpful. And guys, make sure you put in your information in the chat so we can all follow you on your socials. I always say, whatever your favorite platform is, pop it in the chat and say, hey, Maggie, follow me on, and I will be more than happy to follow you on the flavor of social media that you like best, because we're everywhere. And Larry, thank you. I'm glad you liked the training today. Thank you for asking such great questions. And yes, Chanel, Canva is awesome. Like, it is a fantastic tool that allows the everyday person without that much of a background in, in graphic design to create some stunning graphics on social, and even edit photos. I mean, every time I look around, Canva is exploding new features, all for a very low price. And in addition, if you're a business that has multiple people in your business, you can pay one low monthly price and you can get, at last time I looked, it was 5 people. You can get 5 people in your business to get a Canva Pro account for the cost of just one person. So please check that out. And we will follow you. Thank you. Is that Instagram? Make sure you let us know which. Oh, you're on LinkedIn too. So you're following us from LinkedIn, which is great. So let us know where that is. And yeah, I know, I agree. The paid version is definitely worth it if you're doing this, just because it allows you to have so much more options, that you don't have to worry about uploading photos if you don't want to. So very cool. Well, that is our Master It Monday for today on using Canva. Some photo tips on using Canva. I hope you found today's workshop helpful. If you did, please make sure you share our information with somebody who would find it helpful. It's always great to learn something new, but it's always great to teach somebody else something new. And that's why we at Master It Media do these Master It Mondays every Monday at 2 o'clock Eastern to help you get the most out of your social media and to learn little tips and tricks. We have almost 150 videos at the filming of this on our YouTube channel, filled with tons of things covering various social media platforms and tools. So pop on over. Let me know if there's a piece that we might you'd like to learn about, and we'd be more than happy to put that into our list of things to talk about at an upcoming Master It Monday. And of course, we're here every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can find us Facebook, you can find us LinkedIn, and you can find us on YouTube. And remember, at Master It Media, we're here to help you take the commotion out of your promotion. Have a fabulous Monday, and we'll see you next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.